hospital here now.
Ooh, what happened?
Oh, I bought my wife. He feels something wrong, something bad, and brought her to the doctor.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, but it's all under control. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see what says the doctor now. I will be listening the class.
Okay, I hope your wife gets better.
Okay, thank you, teacher. Yesterday we was working about the homework, the
Yes,
role playing.
yes.
We have a paper work there, and maybe other colleagues will be reading for you.
Okay,
So I will be listening. Thank you.
no problem, Aristides. Okay, we start our class. Hugo, hello. Vane,
Hello, teacher.
how are you?
Fine.
Did you do your homework?
No, estuve en la clase pasada, profe.
Didn't they send it in the group?
Sí, se envió, pero
Augusto?
no. Se
No.
envió, pero no, profe.
Hello,
Oh,
teacher.
okay. Hello, how are you? Did you do the homework
Yes, teacher.
of the role play? Okay, we're waiting for the rest. Who has to be? What were you, Augusto? What was your position in the role play? Andrea also had a position. Was Andrea, Aristides, Augusto, and who else?
Silvia no era también.
Yes. What were you, Andrea?
Em, yo soy de witness, el testigo.
Ah, you're the witness. And Augusto? What was Augusto? The
De-
defendant?
yes, abogado
Defend
defensor.
the attorney, teacher.
And Aristides was the judge. And then
The,
who
the
else?
judge, the judge doesn't have too much to say.
No, especially today. The
Only
judge
reads
today.
the verdict. Good afternoon, teacher.
Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Everybody. Now Alejandro missed the role play. We will have to do another group with a biggie meat thief. And Andrea, what did you prepare?
Me, I cannot see the homework. Sorry.
No, they did
Maybe.
last class. They did a role play.
Yeah.
Mhm. So today we will have a new class. Okay, so Aristides was the judge, Augusto, Andrea, maybe you can read. What was Silvia? We had five. Aristides, Augusto, Andrea, and who else?
Silvia y
What was Silvia? Maybe Andrea, you can read your part that you had to do. And Augusto.
my part is las respuestas a las preguntas del abogado defensor. No sé si el abogado tiene que pensar con sus preguntas y después yo voy respondiendo.
And who is the lawyer? ¿Quién era el abogado?
No sé si
El
Hugo
abogado
también
defensor.
estaba.
Gustavo? No, Hugo faltó, creo.
Teacher, yo tres preguntas nomás tengo para la testigo.
Okay,
Cuando
you can ask them. ¿Le puedo hacer las tres preguntas a tu testigo?
tengo tres preguntas y mi alegato final, no al que tengo, profe.
Okay, so you can do that because the judge will just listen.
Um, Whitney, we were you on the night of um, to Wednesday at 9 o'clock.
Andrea.
I was on the checkout counter when I saw a person to leave the store without paying for the items.
Without paying for the items, okay?
It's
Hi,
true.
teacher.
Hello. How are you?
Fine, fine.
Nice question, teacher.
And Diana was also right. She was part of the or not.
Yes, they were.
What
Yes.
what were you, Diana?
I am jury, jurado.
Ah, okay, jury. Okay, you have to hear everything.
Yes.
Okay,
Teacher,
let's continue. Yes.
I can
Nice
read
question.
a part of the prosecutor.
Okay. Who was the prosecutor?
I don't know who, but I can read about this.
Okay.
Okay, the first part is the prosecutor presents the case. The following: we will prove that the defendant is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The defendant entered in the Biggie store on Wednesday, 2 April 25 at 9 o'clock, and then was filmed in the scene of putting several products into his clothes. After, he tried to leave the store without paying the price of the products to the cashier. Then, he was stopped by the guard who kept him quiet. The obtained evidence were the video films and the stolen time at the stolen time. The stolen products taken out from the thief clothes, the cashier, and the guard testimonies. We present irrefutable evidence that the defendant was at the crime scene and tried to steal the Biggie store products. The evidence shows that the defendant is guilty. Until there.
Okay, very good. Someone else wants to do their part? The witness.
Yo tengo que hacer el juramento en realidad del testigo, que dice, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, que se usa también aquí.
Yes.
My name is Andrea, I'm here as the witness for this case.
Okay.
Creo que ahí tiene que, el abogado defensor o el fiscal tiene que decir sus preguntas.
Ok. El fiscal primero es prosecution is first.
My
Yes.
name, my name is Andrea, and I'm here at a witness for this case.
As a with yes.
Teacher, can I make a question?
Yes. You can.
Okay. It's true that defendant did not commit the act.
No, no entendí.
Is it true that the defendant, right, committed the act?
En, creo que- mm, I am certain about what I saw. The individual did not pay for the items.
Okay. The next one.
Can say my final alegato, teacher.
Yes, you can.
Okay, you hear me?
We hear you.
The defense is reality, teacher. You know. It is necessary to point out the defense is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Therefore, there
Alto.
being no
Mhm.
sentence. The prosecution has not presented enough evidence. The evidence presented in court must be beyond doubt reasonable. In this case, there are many doubts. The prosecution argument that the defense was at Village store on the day of the robbery at 9 o'clock. According to witness, it was about to pay for the products, not a robbery in the store. According to Owen's account and forensic evidence to video that happened, we can conclude that the prosecution has not been able to prove the accused fact. For what was previously said, ladies and gentlemen in the jury, the facts are clear. The defendant is innocent because this psychical, psychical evidence, forensic evidence, and direct evidence has a defense attorney a petition respectfully ask the court to rule in our favor. The dismissal of charges and not guilty plea.
Very good. Anyone else want to read? Someone else? And our judge, what do you say?
The judge read the verdict of the jury. And in
Okay,
this
the
case,
jury. Yes.
the jury has had concluded that the defendant is not guilty. That's
The
the only
defendant
thing
is not guilty.
yes. The
Okay.
Teacher,
evidence,
Yes. The evidence.
yo le agregué, teacher, yo le agregué una variante, si se puede,
Ajá.
a la respuesta del jurado. Justamente, pero en concordancia con con toda la decisión final, ¿verdad? Pero solo puse una variante de acuerdo a cómo al hacer copiar, pegar y ir analizando lo que decía, a mí se me invirtió las fechas.
Ajá.
Entonces, a mí no me coincidían las fechas, por eso casualmente mi decisión coincide con todo, pero no sé si puedo leer igual.
Okay, no problem.
Bueno, the jury evaluated the evidence like the video film. We say that it does not shows very clearly if the defendant stole or carried the products to pay to cashier. The testimonies of the cashier and ward seems to be a misunderstanding. Hasta ahí está como los compañeros presentaron. Lo que yo agregué es the day presented by the prosecution and the day presented by the defense attorney do not match. We are not certain whether it's the same person or different people on the different days. Therefore, the jury declares the defendant not guilty in this case.
Okay, not guilty. Okay. And what does our judge say of all of this? Our judge is very quiet. Okay, so we can start our class. Who can share the screen?
Can be me, teacher. I'm just a bit confused about how you ended last class. I wasn't sure of what was the homework.
They had to do the role play that we didn't finish.
Okay.
Do you have permission to share?
Yes. Let me see which one is first. A brief history of international law in South Africa.
The first one is the vocabulary.
Okay. Documento 2, I think it is. Is it? No. No, it's not this. What's the name? Just document.
Thank you.
There, teacher. International law.
Okay. Let's start. Everybody can see?
yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
50.
Then go to okay. International law. Treaty, agreement, sovereignty, state, nation, jurisdiction, diplomacy, arbitration, mediation, conflict, war, peace, human rights, international court, United Nations,
Sorry. There.
sanctions, customary law, territory, borders, extradition, refugee, asylum, genocide, crimes against humanity, international trade, maritime law, environmental law, war crimes, tribunal, immunity, recognition, embargo, convention, protocol, neutrality, hostility, intervention, legal framework, jurisprudence, ratification, obligation, violation, compliance, enforcement, international relations, foreign policy, dispute resolutions, legislation, Geneva Conventions, Security Council. Okay. Let's decide who's going to read. Let me see. We start again, but I will give. Okay. 1 to 5, Alejandro. Andrea, 6 to 10. Augusto, 11 to 15, and so on. We're going to go, okay?
Okay. Just read, yeah, teacher.
Yes.
Treaty, agreement, sovereignty. That's okay?
Yes.
Okay. Sovereignty, state, and nation.
Very good. The
Okay.
next one.
And jurisdiction, diplomacy, arbitration, mediation y conflict.
The next one.
War, peace, human rights, international court, United Nations.
Who's going to continue? Go every 5 until we read everything.
I'm going to continue, teacher.
Okay.
Number 16, sanctions, customary law, territory, borders, tradition, extradition, refugio,
Refugee,
asylum, refugio, asilo,
asylum.
It was
asylum.
until extradition.
Yeah.
Okay. Genocide, genocidio, crimes against humanity, crimen contra la humanidad.
Can continue?
The next one.
¿Sigo?
No.
To continue to the next one, like everybody can get a chance.
Okay. International trade, comercio internacional, maritime law, derecho marítimo.
The teacher said another one, Roberto.
Okay.
Maritime, I said, but it's okay. Everybody has their own accent.
Okay. Environmental law, environmental,
Environmental law.
Environmental law, ley ambiental. War crimes, crimen de guerra. Tribunal, immunity, inmunidad. Recognition, reconocimiento. Embargo, embargo. Convention. Hasta ahí.
Okay. Who continues now? Volunteers? We have to do from convention to, no, from neutrality, right?
Protocol.
Protocol, from protocol to jurisprudence, to legal framework. Who's going to do? Juan Jose?
Okay, teacher. Protocol, neutrality, hostility, intervention, legal framework y jurisprudence.
Okay, the next one.
Okay, ratification, obligation, violation, compliance, enforcement, international relations.
The next one.
Dispute resolution, legislation,
Foreign policy first.
Foreign
Desde el
policy.
46, yeah, foreign policy.
foreign policy, dispute resolution, legislation, Geneva Convention, Security Council.
Okay, listen, Augusto. Foreign policy, dispute resolution, legislation, Geneva Conventions, Security Council.
Okay.
Okay.
Council.
Useful phrases. International law governs relations between states. A treaty is a formal agreement between countries. Sovereignty means a state has full control over its territory. The United Nations promotes international peace. Jurisdiction determines a court's authority. Arbitration helps resolve disputes outside the court. Human rights are protected under international law. Customary law is based on long-standing practices. War crimes violate humanitarian laws. An embargo restricts trade with certain nations. Extradition is key to peaceful negotiations.
No.
A state must
Sorry,
comply.
teacher, I move you. Extradition. Here.
Is sending a criminal suspect to another country. Diplomacy is key to peaceful negotiations. The state must comply with international obligations. The Security Council enforces global security measures. Neutrality means not taking sides in a conflict. A tribunal is a special court for international cases. Environmental law addresses global ecological concerns. Sanctions are penalties imposed by one state on another. Recognition of a state gives an international legitimacy. A convention is a legally binding international agreement. Ratification is the official approval of a treaty. The Geneva Convention protect war victims. A nation's foreign policy shapes its international actions. A dispute may be settled through mediation. Intervention is interference in another state's affairs. Crimes against humanity are severe human rights violations. A refugee seeks protection in another country. Asylum is legal protection given to refugees. An international court prosecutes war crimes. A legal framework consists of laws and rules. Legislation is the process of making laws. Compliance means following international agreements. A violation occurs when a law is broken. A war must follow international humanitarian rules. Dispute resolution prevents armed conflicts. Foreign policy guides a nation's international relations. Hostility between nations can lead to conflict. A protocol is an addition to a treaty. A legal obligation must be fulfilled. The International Criminal Court prosecutes individuals. International trade follows global regulations. Maritime law disputes involve ocean boundaries. Intergovernmental organizations help enforce international law. Legal immunity protects diplomats from prosecution. A human rights violation can lead to sanctions. States must respect the sovereignty of other nations. A peace treaty formally ends a conflict. Humanitarian law protects civilians in war. International agreements ensure cooperation. A country may impose economic sanctions as punishment. Okay, let's divide again. Let's do 5 at a time. So, my students, who's going to start? Aristides, can you start? And then 5 at a time. Aristides, then Juan Jose, Silvia, Alejandro, and so we go. Brenda,
Okay.
Andrea, Diana.
Beginning. International law governs relations between states. A treaty is a formal agreement between countries. Sovereignty means a state has full control over its territory. The United Nations promotes international peace. Jurisdiction determines a court's authority.
Determines.
Thank you.
Oh, no, determinates. Yes. Continue. Ignore me.
Jurisdiction that determines a court authority.
Very good. Continue.
Jurisdiction, arbitration helps resolve disputes outside of court. Human rights are protected under international law. Customary law is based on long-standing practice. War crimes violate humanitarian law. An embargo restrict trade with certain nations.
The next one.
Extradition. Yeah, I think it's me. Extradition is sending a criminal suspect to another country. Diplomacy is key to peaceful negotiations. A state must comply with international obligations. The Security Council enforces global security measures. Neutrality means not taking sides in a conflict.
The next one.
A tribunal is a special court for international cases. Environmental law addresses global ecological concerns. Sanctions are penalties imposed by one state on another. Recognition of a state gives international legitimacy. A convention is a legally binding international agreement.
Ratification. Yes, ratification is the official approval of a treaty. The Geneva Conventions protect war victims. A nation's foreign policy shapes its international actions. A dispute may be settled through mediation. Intervention is interference in another state's affairs.
The next one.
Mucho mosquito, ¿no?
That's true. Muchos mosquitos.
There's a lot. Yes. After the rain.
Tuve que mudar, profe.
Okay, who's going to? Uh-huh.
Against humanity and several human rights violating.
Violating.
Violations. Refugee.
And refugees seek protection in another country. Asylum is legal protection given to refugees. An international court prosecutes war crimes. A legal framework consists of laws and rules.
Voy a leer el 31.
Okay.
Legislation is the process of making laws. Compliance means following international agreements. Compliance means following international agreements. A violation occurs when a law is broken. War must follow international humanitarian rules. Dispute resolution prevents armed conflicts.
Foreign policy guides a nation's international relations. Hostility between nations can lead to conflict. A protocol is an addition to a treaty. A legal obligation must be fulfilled. The International Criminal Court prosecutes individuals.
Someone else?
International trial follow global regulations. A maritime law dispute involves ocean boundaries, sorry. Intergovernmental organization helps enforce international law. Legal immunity protects diplomat from prosecution. A human rights violation and lead to sanctions. State must respect the sovereignty of other nations. A peace theory formally ends in a conflict. Humanitarian law protects civilians in war. International agreement ensure cooperation. A country must impose economic sanctions as punishment.
Very good. Okay, now we have exercises. What happened to is that my screen that shows so badly? Okay, now we have a reading about
You mean
international law.
it's like highlighted, right? And I don't know
Yes.
how it ended up that way.
No, it's okay.
I'll share the other one. The history, right?
Yes.
Brief history.
Okay, a brief history of international law in South Africa during apartheid. During apartheid, 1948 to 1994, South Africa's system of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination led to increasing international condemnation. International legal response played a crucial role in pressuring the apartheid regime. Number one, United Nations, UN actions. The UN General Assembly condemned apartheid as early as 1952. In 1966, it declared apartheid a crime against humanity. And in 1973, the International Convention on the Suppression of and Punishment of the Crime of Apartheid was adopted. 2. Sanctions and embargoes. The UN Security Council imposed an arms embargo on South Africa in 1977. Many countries enforced trade, economic, and sports sanctions, isolating South Africa internationally. Legal challenges and international courts. South Africa faced cases at the International Court of Justice, ICJ, regarding its illegal occupation of Namibia. The ICJ ruled against South Africa in 1971, reinforcing international pressure. 4. Human rights and international law. Apartheid policies violated multiple human rights treaties, including the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. End of apartheid and international reintegration. Following Nelson Mandela's release in 1990 and democratic elections in 1994, South Africa rejoined the international legal system, including the UN, the Commonwealth, and regional bodies like the African Union. Exercises on international law and apartheid, not yet. Now we're going to, you are going to read. So
Okay.
Let's go to the beginning. Okay. A brief history of international law. Alejandro is going to open that one. Then from number one is going to be Silvia. Number two, let's see who. Number two, Andrea. Number three, Brenda. Number 4. How many do we have? Number 4, Hugo.
18 students.
And there's only 4, right? Or is there 5?
I'm sorry.
I start, teacher?
Five. Up to 5.
And 5, Diana. Okay. Yes, start.
Brief history of international law in South Africa during apartheid. During apartheid, 1948, 1994, South African system of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination led to increasing international condemnation. The international legal response played a crucial role in pressuring the apartheid regime.
United Nations UN actions. The UN General Assembly condemned apartheid as early as 1952. In 1966, it declared apartheid a crime against humanity. And in 1973, the International Convention on the Suppression and Punishment of the Crime of Apartheid was adopted.
Very good. The next one.
A legal challenge at international courts. South Africa faces cases at the International Court of Justice regarding its legal occupations of Namibia. The ICJ ruled against South Africa in 1971, reinforced
19 divided into 1971.
1971, reinforcing international pressure.
I will read number 2 because Andrea already read number 3.
Okay.
Sanctions and embargoes. The UN Security Council imposed an arms embargo on South Africa in 1977. Many countries enforced trade, economic, and sports sanctions, isolating South Africa internationally.
Okay, and who
Number
had to
4.
read now?
Okay. Human rights and international law. Apartheid policies violated multiple human rights treaties, including the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, 1948, and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, 1966.
Okay, and the last one?
End of apartheid and international integration following Nelson Mandela release in 1990 and democratic elections in 1994. South Africa rejoined the international legal system, including the UN, the Commonwealth, and regional bodies like the African Union.
Okay, how many minutes do you want for the exercises? So we have exercise 1. What about 5 minutes for that?
Okay.
finished?
Yes, teacher. We finished. I finished.
Everyone else?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Number 1, Sylvia.
When did the UN first condemn apartheid? The answer is B, 1952.
Number 2, who's going to do?
Which international court, no, what did Security Council impose on South Africa? I think, sí, arms embargo.
What does everyone say?
Sí.
Yes, it's C.
Yes, sí.
Sí,
Yes,
okay.
teacher. Arms embargo.
Yes. Number 3.
Which international court ruled against South Africa's occupation of Namibia? C. International Court of Justice.
It was ICG.
Number C. Letter C.
ICJ?
Merci.
Yes.
Letter C, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Number 4. What major event in 1994 marked South Africa's return to international law?
Letter B.
Letter B.
The end of the apartheid and democratic elections.
Yes, it was our first
That's
democratic
correct.
elections. There's a movie about it. They spoke about it in the movie Invictus because the next year we
I,
won the Rugby World Cup.
I
So,
watched Invictus. It's really
yeah,
it's a
yes,
nice movie.
yes. And in 1994, everybody went out to vote democratically for the first time for many people, and others not. And it was very emotional, I think, to remember. And last year was a very emotional year for the elections because it was 30 years of democracy, and they moved it to May, I think, and there were a lot of celebrations. So it was a nice thing. Okay, exercise 2, true and false.
Teacher,
How many
teacher,
minutes?
I have a
Yes.
question for you. Sorry.
What?
I have a question to you.
Yes, ask me.
Sí, ¿terminó de verdad el apartheid ahí en Sudáfrica o hay todavía gente que se siente del apartheid?
Y la verdad que es como cualquier dictadura o cualquier segregación donde una generación cree que está bien porque crecieron en eso y para ellos es normal. Y siempre cuesta un poquito que ellos se adapten a la normalidad, pero para las nuevas generaciones ya es más fácil porque ellos ya tienen esa libertad. Entonces es muy debatible. Por ley terminó, pero claro, como todo, lleva su tiempo y hay generaciones que tienen como otra mentalidad y cuesta un poquito más.
Sí,
Dicen
como
que hoy
acá la
en día,
dictadura.
claro, como cada dictadura, hay gente que acá mismo te dice que la dictadura estaba bien y vos tratás de explicarle, puede que sí desde tu punto de vista, pero no está bien. Pero, por ejemplo, en Sudáfrica creo que es uno de los países con las leyes más democráticas del mundo y la gente sabe y se impone y se hace respetar. No es esos países así que, ay, no, porque no quiero problemas. No, o sea, cualquier racismo o algo, la gente sabe que puede hacer algo al respecto. Entonces, yo creo que está bien porque no ninguna clase de segregación o separación o que no tengamos los mismos derechos está bien. Dicen que hoy en día es al revés. Yo viví ahí hasta hace 11 años y yo no te puedo decir que yo nunca fui víctima ni de segregación ni de racismo. Si bien siempre digo que nosotros, hablando por mi familia y todas las personas, no fuimos parte de eso porque ya nacimos en la segregación, crecimos en la segregación y claro, tuvimos privilegios que quizás no todo el mundo de nuestra generación tuvo, pero fue también un alivio el que todos tengan los mismos derechos, que ya no sea una fila para las personas de origen africano y otra fila para las personas de origen europeo. O sea, era muy feo eso, que bueno, trata de hacerle entender a una
Totalmente.
persona de 80 años, 85 años que siempre vivió la segregación y que no quiere luego adaptarse a lo que es ahora, es difícil. Dicen que como las personas de origen africano como Mandela están en el poder, ellos tienen algo que se llama el BE, que es Black Empowerment. Ellos tienen prioridad en
Ujú.
trabajo, ellos tienen prioridad en inversiones, en lo que es del gobierno. Se entiende esas leyes, totalmente entendible, porque claro,
Sí.
hay toda una generación que no accedió, por ejemplo, a la universidad.
Sí,
Hay
por
toda
eso te
una,
preguntaba,
hay toda
porque
una generación que no
por
accedió a
acá la
esa
gente no
oportunidad.
entiende que es una apartheid. La gente no sabe, muy poca gente sabe qué pasó con el apartheid allá en Sudáfrica.
Vos sabés que el Mundial del 2010 nos hizo darnos cuenta que sí, ya estamos en democracia, nos unimos todo para que sea un éxito. No hubo, creo que en los Estados Unidos hay más racismo y más violencia hacia el racismo, por ejemplo, que Sudáfrica. Y en Sudáfrica, las personas de origen de ahí, ¿verdad? Las personas, porque no podemos llamarle personas negras, eso está prohibido por ley. Pero ellos, por ejemplo, son la mayoría, son 90% de la población. Imagínate, por cada 9 personas negras o
Sí,
africanas, hay una persona o caucasiana o de origen hindú. Creo que los de origen europeos, los caucasianos, somos el 9% de la población de todo Sudáfrica. Sudáfrica tiene más de 70 millones de habitantes. Entonces, imagínate que somos minoría y con esa minoría se llevó adelante la apartheid, pero así también el mundo le sofocó a Sudáfrica para que Sudáfrica le libere a Mandela, porque a
sí,
Sudáfrica no le
totalmente.
queda. La liberación de Mandela fue una presión mundial. A Sudáfrica se le estaba cerrando todas las puertas del mundo. Ellos no tenían de otra más que liberar a Mandela. No, no, no. Las personas que están a favor de la apartheid te dicen que el presidente de ese momento, F.W. de Klerk, se vendió. No, él no tuvo opción. Era eso o el
Sí,
colapso del
porque
país. Era.
por los derechos humanos, por los derechos humanos y también ya por la influencia internacional.
Es que los sudafricanos ya no estaban pudiendo salir, se nos ponían muchas limitaciones, no fue que se despertó un día en la mañana F.W. de Klerk y dijo, ay, no le voy a liberar a Mandela porque es injusto lo que pasó, no. O sea, era eso o que colapse el país y Sudáfrica por muchos años fue el país y es el país más rico de África. Si bien los números no están a nuestro favor, nosotros tenemos casi todo el oro y casi todos los diamantes de todo África y somos el más desarrollado hasta hoy en día, pero ni eso le salvaba.
El
Sudáfrica, por
país más
ejemplo, es un país,
desarrollado de África.
Ahí hay
éramos,
otra movie para ver,
éramos,
teacher.
¿eh?
Blood Diamond. Hay otra movie para
Blood
ver ahí.
Diamonds,
Invictus and
sí,
Blood
Ah,
Diamond.
sí, Blue
sí,
Diamond,
con
sí,
Leonardo
sí,
DiCaprio.
espectacular.
Bueno, eso también hoy en día los diamantes en el mercado negro están prohibidísimos. Si vos no tenés un diamante con un certificado, te confiscan y lo siento. Se controla
El
mucho
Estado se
eso
lleva.
ahora. Pero Sudáfrica en recursos naturales, hija, es muchísima plata. Ahí no debería de haber desempleo ni pobreza. Pero bueno, ahí vamos a entrar en otro tema que es la corrupción, el gobierno. Dicen que hoy en día la parte se revirtió. Em, yo viví ahí, mi esposo es paraguayo, vivimos ahí con nuestros hijos, nosotros nunca jamás tuvimos ningún problema con nada. Yo, por suerte los dos tuvimos las mismas oportunidades que cualquier otra persona. Yo creo que cuando la gente se queja de eso o son personas que tienen granjas y están mal acostumbrados que en la época del apartheid había inundación, el gobierno les tiraba plata. Hoy en día no es así. Hoy en día el gobierno, mira, se inundó tu granja, qué pena. Trabaja, no sé qué vas a hacer. Em, es la realidad hoy en día. Sudáfrica, por ejemplo, tiene un problema enorme con el VIH. Muchísima plata se va en retrovirales. Creo que los sudafricanos, 1 de cada 10 tiene VIH. Y es algo que ellos no están pudiendo luchar contra eso. Y el gobierno corre con todos los gastos de los retrovirales. Claro, y eso es también otro tema, viene con la ignorancia de la gente, ¿verdad? Porque los que más tienen son los que están más alejados de la ciudad, los que no tienen acceso a salud. eh, los hombres se van y trabajan en las minas, vienen cada tanto. Es un tema también así que podemos debatir horas sobre eso. Sudáfrica invierte mucho en lo que es salud pública. Vos te vas a un hospital público y salís con tus remedios y todo. Ahora, otro tema es si esperas el servicio de un sanatorio privado, no vas a tener. Pero si no tenés recursos y no tenés para tus medicamentos, te quedas hasta hospital odontológico hay, donde la universidad pone a todos los estudiantes, bueno, los estudiantes practican por vos y los profesores están mirando igual. O sea, el gobierno sí invierte mucho. Tenemos social grants, hay, se le da dinero a las mamás solteras, se le da dinero a las personas de tercera edad, no es mucho, pero si sumas, es mucha la ayuda que da el gobierno. Y después hay una minoría que salió hace mucho del país, mi familia incluida, mi papá vivió 27 años en Paraguay. em, que ya no están actualizados a la realidad. Yo te puedo decir la realidad porque viví ahí, estuvimos ahí y estuvimos para el Mundial del 2010, por ejemplo, que le vio a Sudáfrica en su mejor momento, así era como cuando pasó de la película Invictus en el 95.
Sí, sí, espectacular.
Sudáfrica se vistió de gala y recibió a turistas de todo el mundo. Y era lo mismo, así la gente decía, miren, tengan cuidado con las chicas que trabajan a la noche.
Mm,
Los hoteles advertían eso, usen protección, acá
sí.
la gente tiene mucho VIH. Y eran cosas así que se manejaba y se manejó súper bien, no hubo así nada traumático. Te digo que ahora mismo se dice que en los Estados Unidos hay más violencia de racismo que en Sudáfrica mismo.
Sí, yo te preguntaba porque yo estuve en Alemania y ahí a hacer el símbolo de Hitler te vas preso, ¿verdad?
Ujú.
Y en Sudáfrica es casi lo mismo, me dicen.
Sí, vos, cualquier cosa de racismo, si alguien, vos por ejemplo, nosotros tenemos una palabra que se usaba mucho en el apartheid para las personas de origen africano, que era decirle kafir, que es como decirle un negro sí. Y vos decís eso y mira, te vas directo a la cárcel, la gente sabe que no puede decir eso porque es súper denigrante. No sé, es como
Ujú.
decirle a alguien, sos
Entonces,
un negro cumbiero, o sea, no le decís
ujú.
eso.
Muy ofensivo allá.
Y sí, porque era relacionar eso a la parte, era una forma muy denigrante. Igual que yo siempre acá tengo una lucha con la gente que dice, ay, no es indígena, no, pueblos originarios, vamos a llamar bien las cosas, no nos vamos a denigrar. O sea, son
Sí,
pueblos
así es.
originarios, son los que estuvieron acá primero. O sea, en todo caso, usted vinieron a invadir. Te digo yo que soy producto de colonización, ¿verdad?
Sí, gracias,
Todos.
profe. Me encantó tu breve y interesante historia de Sudáfrica.
Y el tema del racismo, como en todo país y en todos los países hay en diferentes niveles, pero yo te puedo decir que no es revertido. No estamos en ese nivel. Sí, no hay las mismas oportunidades hoy en día para las personas de origen europeo que hay de las personas ya nativas de ahí, pero se vive bien entre todos. Todos tenemos los
Pero
mismos accesos a todo.
hablan francés también, ¿verdad?
Sudáfrica tiene 11 idiomas oficiales.
Sí.
Francés no es uno de ellos, porque no fueron colonizados por franceses, pero sí se habla
Dutch.
afrikaans, que es como, sí, que es como un holandés viejo.
Ah, Deutschland.
No,
No,
África.
Dutch.
Eh,
There
eh, fue colonizado por holandeses y tenemos un idioma que es como un holandés viejo que nosotros, bueno, le llamamos Afrikaans, pero Sudáfrica tiene 11 idiomas oficiales y eso vino con la democracia que se pusieron todos los idiomas como idiomas oficiales, siendo el inglés la lengua franca.
Ya. Gracias, profe. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's continue to exercise 2. How many minutes? 5? Five minutes. Let me know when you finish. Everyone finished?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, I finished, teacher.
Okay. Number 1, Brenda, you can read.
Okay. Apartheid was recognized as a crime against humanity in 1966. It's true.
Number 2, Sylvia.
The UN imposed a full trade ban on South Africa in 1977. I believe it's true.
Alejandro, number 3.
South Africa was expelled from the United Nations due to apartheid. I guess it is false.
Okay. And number 4, who's going to read number 4? Hugo. What about number 4? No? Okay. Who's going to read?
I can read it.
Number 4.
Nelson Mandela played a key role in bringing South Africa back into the international law. True.
Very good. The next exercise.
Sorry, teacher. Number 2, isn't it false?
All of them are true.
All of
Because
them are true.
if you read number 4, you will see that South Africa was rejoined to UN. It means that it was spelled first.
Okay, and exercise 3. Did anyone do or not yet?
I think that is true.
Yes, but exercise 3 says short answers. How did international law contribute to ending apartheid? Everybody did this or not yet?
No, teacher. I didn't.
Okay. Three minutes and we check. Finished?
I finished the first
Okay, you
question.
can read.
Okay. How did international law contribute to ending apartheid in South Africa? International law played a significant role by condemning apartheid as a crime against humanity, imposing sanctions and exerting diplomatic and economic pressure on the South African government.
Okay, number 2. Anyone finish number 2?
For me,
What?
number 2 was, yeah, you can go ahead.
Who's going to read?
Sorry, the exercise that I did was number 2,
Number
actually.
2. Number 1.
Yeah,
Who's going to do number 1?
sorry.
So what I did in number 1, I wrote something like, international law contributed to the end of apartheid when apartheid isolating the country and reinforced many international treaties. And in 2, I put the UN condemned apartheid as a crime against humanity.
Okay. And number 3, who did number 3? Name one legal case or ruling that influenced South Africa's foreign relations during apartheid. Any volunteers for that one? No?
I'm not sure if I understood it right because I just read it, I just scanned it. I wrote ICJ ruling about occupation of Namibia also influenced the international relationships with other nations.
Okay.
The
Anyone
United
else want?
Nations, the United Nations promotes international peace.
Very good. The next, anyone else?
¿Será que también hay fútbol hoy?
Everybody's very
Is
quiet. I don't know.
I never know. That's why I'm asking. Maybe there is a game.
No. Is there football today? No.
No,
No.
no hay
I think
fútbol hoy.
everybody's tired, maybe. I think everybody's tired. I think that's the thing. Okay. So, anyone want to share something about today? We learned a lot. And we don't have homework for next week. That's good. And today everybody's tired, everybody's quiet. Nobody's talking.
Lazy. We are less.
Everybody's tired, I think. But not me. I'm not tired today. Okay. So we will continue next week. I suggest you read everything we've done. We've had a lot of vocabulary today, a lot of information. So it's a good practice to revise everything, okay?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, and see you next week on
Thank you,
Tuesday.
teacher. Have a good night, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.